there yarn lovers, it's Gary and I'm coming to you from my living room here in Vancouver, Canada. So welcome. Today's Tuesday, December the 29th, 2020 and this is video number 89. It's been a whole week since I uploaded my last podcast, so I thought I'd jump in here real quick to catch you up on some things. So today's episode we're going to be talking about a finished object, a work in progress, or two works in progress I should say, and also the announcement of the winner and a bit of a Christmas catch-up or post-Christmas catch-up. I hope everyone had a wonderful happy holiday, and also if you are celebrating things that are still yet to come, I wish you all the best with all of your celebrations. But in this household we celebrate Christmas and we had a really lovely time. Me and hubby were here, we had a lovely meal and we got some presents dropped off to us, so I want to show some of those things as well. Some of which were yarny related, others are just delightful to have, and a bit of technology as well in amongst the mix of presents that I unwrapped. So I've got a ring light now, which I don't need to use right now because it's quite light and bright in the living room. So I hope everyone is well and that you are, safely enjoying your festivities over the holidays. So yeah, I think we're going to start with let's start with the very much anticipated Hey Handsome Knit Cardigan. So I've got a model that's going to come in here very shortly to showcase it.
Few moments later.
This is hubby, if people haven't met him before. So we've been together for about 10 years or so. And this is the cardigan that I knitted up for him. It's called the Hey Handsome Knit Cardigan. It's a free pattern from Yarnspiration. So this is what it looks like. There's 4 pages of notes and patterns, and the designer is called Nicole Weiner, and it is free from Yarnspiration, so I'll link it down below. So do you want to just showcase by standing up? And it's cabling all the way around, so we've got the 2 front panels here with buttons. The sleeve has the cable as well as the back of the sweater as well. So it was a great learn for me. I haven't done as many cables as this before, and the collaring was the last thing that I had to knit as I went, so join as I knitted. So thanks there, that's great. Talk about the yarn as well. So the yarn that I used was Briggs & Little's, and it was in their Regal collection called Fir Green, F-I-R. And it is I'm going to say like a lighter side of a worsted weight yarn, so a number 4. And it hasn't been blocked yet, so there will be a little bit of, I got to lay it down and shape it a little bit when I block it. So yeah, I used a 4.5mm set of knitting needles to catch gauge, and the panels were in the 4.5mm, but the ribbing and the collar work and the button band was done in a 3.75mm set of knitting needles, and it's 100% wool. So what do you think? Do you think it's itchy? Or?
I love it. Wool doesn't really bug me. I'm one of those people that I don't mind itchy wool. It doesn't seem to affect my skin like it does to other people. So I'm fine with real wool or 100% wool or whatever you call it, non-acrylic.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Non-acrylic wool. The real stuff, I love it. It keeps me. I find it much warmer. And this year with COVID at my workplace, we're keeping the windows open, so it'll be great to stay warm. And yeah, I really do love it. And I mean, Gary's put so much work into this. He spent like 3 months staying up all hours of the night, and but it's well, hopefully worth it for his part. It's definitely worth it for my part, but I hope
I did have a lot of fun.
I know at the end he was getting a little tired of it and wanted it to be done. So he was getting a little frustrated, and I said, "No, you've worked so hard. Just take your time this last little bit." So.
Yeah, well, funny you mentioned that, because that was going to be my lead into the next little bit from my learns as I was making this. There were a couple of techniques that I had to jump in and kind of educate myself a little bit on YouTube channels. The pattern was a little simplified in the fact that there weren't graphics or images to showcase how to do certain knitting techniques. So I was left a little bit of my own devices to figure it out. And one of them was the 1x1 ribbing graft technique, which is a Kitchener stitch that does a 1x1 ribbing. So a Kitchener two pieces together, so they related seamlessly, and that was at the back of the collar. And that was definitely my last little stretch that I had to break through to get to the finished project. And the other one was, I've got here, oh, I should say that the 1x1 Kitchener graft stitch was a YouTube tutorial that was put on by Alpaca Direct, which is the channel that I used. And I will link her tutorial down below, as well as how to knit the Join As You Go button band by Tio Makes, and I'll link her one as well down there. So when I got to the button band, where I was doing the band and the collar together, I didn't know how to join as I went. I believe that the Yarnspiration pattern tells me to sew as I knit to join the two pieces together, but I wasn't quite sure how to do that. So I found a tutorial by Tio Makes, and it showed me how to join the yarn as I was knitting to the panels, so I didn't have to do any sewing. I believe it was kind of like when I looked at the anatomy of the join, it reminded me a little bit of a crochet technique using my knitting needles instead. So yeah, that was a really good find for me to find those tutorials to help me finish the project. Yeah, so I think that probably covers everything that I wanted to talk about. I talked about the yarn that I used, the size of needles, the two tutorials that I used to help me through the pattern.
I'm just like showing off your hard work there.
It's really, really, thank you for that. That's so nice of you to say. Yeah, I did have a lot of fun making the panels and joining them together. So there was lots of learning along the way. The seaming of the panels together was quite also an extraordinary event for me to figure out. So awesome. Hey, don't pat my head. So let's talk a little bit about Christmas. Did you have fun over Christmas?
Yes, I did.
Awesome.
I was a little different this year, of course, as it was for most people. I mean, a lot of just hanging out at home, but you know what? We get along, so that's a good thing for the most part.
There are those days, right? I always jump out of bed chirpy, and sometimes I need to, you know, give some space, a coffee, you know, a little bit of distance to start off the day. What about, what did you get for Christmas? Did you get anything fun or...
Ta-da!
Yeah. It did arrive a little late. It wasn't ready for the actual day. I think I finished it off. When was it? Boxing Day?
2 days ago, yesterday.
Yeah, maybe 27th, maybe the 27th of December. So he did get a little late. And what I received from Hubby was the ring light, which my camera is attached to right now. The room is light enough. I actually did a little test today, so I assembled it all together, and I really, really love it. There's a slight reflection against my glasses when I have it on, so I think when I don't have to read anything for the episodes, I'll be able to use that without having any reflection. I also got some Vessi shoes. I'm not sure whether a lot of people out there know about Vessis, but it's a Canadian, Vancouver-based
Vancouver-based designer. Yeah, I think.
Yeah. So Hubby bought all of us, including his parents, brother and sister-in-law, Vessis, which are sneakers, and they come in really fashionable designs. They swear that they are waterproof, so you can.
Yeah, that's what they're known for. They're waterproof. Yeah. They're made with non-animal products, so they're local designer. They're yeah, they're nice shoes.
You know what they kind of remind me of? The aquatic slippers that you wear when you go into the water, like almost like a scuba dive outfit. So that they're quite snug.
Yeah, but they have they have a bigger sole, and they're more of a sneaker than those slippers.
No,
That's
the topper.
Yeah.
The topper feels like that.
Yeah.
And what have we been watching?
Well, we watched a few holiday movies.
We did too. The Holiday was one of them, with the switch between Cameron Diaz and what's the other lady's name? I want to say
Kate Winslet.
Kate Winslet. I was thinking of Jane Seymour, but she's they kind of look alike to me in my mind, but there's like about 30 years of difference, right?
Yeah.
We watched The Pack, which is what was that, on Prime?
On Prime, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I watched one and I thought, oh my goodness, this is a joke. Who wants to watch this? It's like Amazing Race, but with your dogs. How are they ever going to do any of these competitions? But by the third one, we were hooked.
We were hooked. We watched the whole thing, and we fell in love with all the dogs, like all the dogs, and the relationship between their owners and they're kind of like companions, really. So that
now we want a fur baby.
We do want a fur baby, but we have to move before we can have one here in the apartment rental that we are in. We also watched last night. We watched a movie called is it called The Hillbilly Elegy?
Hillbilly Elegy.
It's with okay, you're gonna help me with the actress's name.
Amy Adams.
Yeah.
Glenn Close.
Yeah, she was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh. The other things that I'm going to showcase are, I guess, the presents that I got from a drop-off of family members. So Hubby's family came around and dropped us off some presents, and some of them were knitting related and crochet and yarn related. So love to share them with you as well. Hubby, did you want to say anything else before I carry on?
I hope everyone had a good holiday. Yay, 2021's coming, and I may make another appearance soon if you want me to.
Yeah, we were talking about it. There is a shipment that arrived really, really late, but it just came today from Premier, which is Hubby might not know this, but Premier is a yarn company, and it's in the States. It was sitting in customs for a good 2 weeks. It got there quite quickly, but then it just sat there. So I think all in all, it took maybe a month, 30 days to get to me. And it was a Black Friday sale. So there you have it. It's like Black Friday's like late-ish November, and I got it just today. So full month, and I want Hubby and I to open that up together, and he can
you can get a perspective of someone who doesn't know much about yarn. I'll just give you what I think it looks like, and
how it feels,
and maybe read it's the ball band. So I know what it's about. But really, this is the expert over here. I'm just here for your.
I try my best. You know, I have some knowledge, but I'm always learning from these guys out there. They're always telling me when I kind of fudge something up, and it's great. So I get everyone's wisdom out from everyone. So
I'm not here at secondhand.
Yeah.
Background. I know many of you.
Well, okay, I will carry on. If you've got, he's doing laundry, so a fun little project that he's got to do today. So thank you.
Thank you, and I'll give you one more. All right.
Okay. Thanks, Hubby. Back again. I've been playing around with my new technology, the stand and the ring light, and how the handhold on the camera is working. It may be that I shuffled a few things around over the next couple of episodes to get the angle that I like, but this is where I landed on. I hope it works. I have to showcase my Christmas gifts as well as a work in progress and another finished work. But before I do that, everyone's eagerly awaiting the announcement of the winner for my holiday yarn and tote bag of goodies that I think it was like December 21st. So I did the drawing of it, or drew it this morning on the random comment picker, and I'm going to insert the clip here, and I'll meet you back to congratulate the winner. Good morning, yarn lovers. Gary here at the computer. I am here to draw the winner of the Holiday Tote Bag yarn and pottery piece, and I have up here the URL address where I asked people to make a comment, and I am filtering out the duplicate users or duplicate comments so that only one comment matching a individual is entered into this random comment picker. And I've already calculated how many comments there were, and there were 925. Wow, that's awesome. So let's just go down here, and I will be checking to see that you are subscribed to Urban Yarn. So let's hope that the person that comes up here on the screen is also subscribed. And here we go. It's Sabrina B. Congratulations, Sabrina B. Yeah, you are the lucky winner. My first video of this channel. I'm very pleased to have found it. Well, I'm pleased that you found it too, because you've just won that beautiful tote bag full of yarn and a pottery piece that I threw on the wheel last year. So congratulations. If you could just reach out to me, Sabrina, and on my email account, which is urbanyarn101@gmail.com, I'll give you a special security passcode word to put into this very winning comment that you've made, and edit it for me and save it so that I can see that you are the actual person reaching out. Just one way of verifying that it is you. I will need to get your mailing address, and I can send you out your tote bag full of goodies. Yay! Congratulations, Sabrina B. You are the winner of the tote bag and goodies. That is a one-off tote bag, by the way. I was just throwing together some of my graphic design elements and wanted to try the Teespring product out, and also test out their merchandise and how quick they deliver. So I'm really happy with Teespring, and that tote bag that you have, or that you will be getting, is very durable one, and I like the printing on it as well. So I'm going to move right along now and talk about some of the yarny gifts that I got for Christmas. This one here beside me, I've opened up all the panels, so I'm just going to be putting it all together, is it's like a weekend bag, like I'm going to say a carry-on case. You would assume that it would be great for traveling, or if you're going away somewhere for the weekend, enough room inside for a sizable, I guess, getaway kit. But it is actually yarn related, because it is a project bag. Here we have the main cavity of the bag, has enough room in there for a sweater's worth quantity of yarn. So if I'm working up on my sweater, I can throw everything in there and there'll be plenty of room for it. I'm going to say maybe 1,000 grams of yarn can fit in here. Also, we have compartments here, 6 compartments, each with their own eyelet or perforated hole here, so that the yarn can be drawn out, and you could organize your colored yarn in color work that you do. I haven't, in theory, it sounds like it would be a great way of organizing yarn and not having it tangled, but in practice I haven't used it yet, so I am yet to try it out. Yeah, so again, the pockets here, the outside pocket has room for needles or hooks. It has these mesh material pockets as well, so you can see what's inside. You don't have to rummage around looking for small objects or hidden objects. You don't have to turn it upside down to shake out all your goods to find that one thing that you're looking for. So really nice feature there. Very durable. This is the make here. It's called Pro Case. Really like that. It's a fantastic present. I got that from my brother-in-law, sister-in-law. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Also, I don't know whether this came in it or separate. I think it might have been a separate gift wrapped present. Was 5 hanks or balls, I should say, 5 balls of the Yarnspiration Bernay Super Value. Really, really soft, good quality, economic yarn. Let me tell you a little bit about the yarn. So the colorway that you're seeing here right now is Mulberry. It's a 4-weight yarn, so medium 4-weight yarn. It suggests using 5mm crochet hook or set of knitting needles, 100% acrylic, 7 ounces or 197 grams, which gives you 440 yards or 402 meters. It is a product made in Turkey. And what else can I tell you about this? I think that's it. Machine wash and tumble dryable. So that's easy care instructions. So I've got 2 of those in the same color. Mulberry. Another 2 here in the colorway Peacock. And a bright yellow colorway here, and this one feels slightly a little different from the other ones. It might be the dye that has been used to create this brilliantly bright yellow. It feels a little bit stiffer, but all in all, great yarn. Love it, and I can't wait to use it. The next thing that I'm going to showcase are things that I intend to use as project bags. I was gifted these. They actually had housed presents. So these were from my mother-in-law, and she has started sewing. So these are 2 of the bags that she created that I am going to now reuse as project bags. So hubby got one, I got one, so I get both of them to use in the end. And they are kind of like a fleecy flannel type material with cute little Christmas gloves on them, and drawstring kind of cinch bag there. Yeah, so I'm gonna use them for hats or for cowls would probably fit in there, probably 200 grams, nothing more, maybe 100 grams would probably suit better in these bags. I also have a specially made bag from my mother-in-law as well for projects, and this one has a giraffe print. It's like a cotton bag and a little handle there, and a really nice kind of two-toned. The bottom is I'm gonna say it's a green color, like a hunter green. Really nice choices there of colors. So this actually houses one of my finished works, which I will talk about in a moment, but let's look at the interior. The interior is this t-shirt fabric, and it's from Cow's. A little bit of a story about the Cow t-shirt is that I'm not too sure whether everyone knows about the Cow's ice cream, but it is a Canadian company, and I believe it started out in PEI, which is Prince Edward Island, and hubby and I went there for a visit. We did a maritime East Coast kind of Canada trip, 2016 I think it was, and we purchased the t-shirt for Chad's mother and my mother-in-law. So yeah, and this was the t-shirt, so I got good use out of it, about 4 years of wear and tear, and it was repurposed. So thank you so much. I loved it. I love it. So I think that is it. That is all of the yarny presents that I have. There were a few other small skeins as well of yarn that were in my stocking stuffer, and I will probably showcase that once I begin projects using it. And plus they're over there I can't really get up and collect them. So I will go now on to finished projects as well as a work in progress. So this is my finished project here. It is another Bush Tracker Beanie, and I'm playing around. This one is more of a study piece where I'm playing around with slip stitching. Normally I do like a 1x1 ribbing around the hat, and I decided to use some slip stitch technique. And again, it's the herringbone stitch here, and then up here again slip stitching, and then I alternate colors. So a little bit of a test drive there on different things. I really like that. It looks like fireworks to me. So yeah, I'll just try it on. There we go. So really nice texture here with the slip stitch. It is a knitted hat. I am still working on a pattern, writing up the pattern. So and then it's going to go out to some testers who have generously volunteered their time. I have collected all of their information, so you will be hearing from me in a little while. And yeah, so that's the firework at the top there of the orange and the kind of like a purpley color there. So really like that. So what did I use? I used a couple of over-dyed yarn. Oh my goodness. That's what happens when you wear a hat and you pull it off. Over-dyed yarn here of Peyton's classic worsted wool yarn. And I over-dyed it in this kind of like a brownish purple color. And this one here I over-dyed. This one was, I'm not too sure what this one was originally. I'm going to say it was some sort of Peyton's Uptown or Upland yarn. And I over-dyed it orange. And this one here is not over-dyed. This one here is store-bought, and it is from the Craft Smart or Smart Crafts. I always get those words jumbled around. It is the ergonomic value stripes in their collection, and the colorway was called Merlot. So those made up the hat. It looks similar to the other Craft Smart hat that I did up for the postal worker, so my letter carrier, and I made it into a messy bun beanie. I have had her come to my door after I had given it off to her, and she says it's wonderful and that she loved it. So just to give you an update, that the letter carrier did let me know that it fit her and that she's got an outfit for it as well, and she's wearing it. So I'm super happy about that. Yeah, so I think that's about it. Oh, I do have one more thing to show you, which is the work in progress. And this is a little bit of a head start on my 2021 Make 9. And it is a crocheted item. It is called the Rivers Shawl. And I will link the pattern down below. And it was from a designer called Rich Textures Crochet. And I did something a little different. I had to add a couple of extra repeats or extra rows because I was choosing a lighter weight yarn than the pattern recommended. The pattern recommends for a worsted 4-weight, and I went with 3-weight. And so I just added a little bit more to the length, as well as I'm going to have to add a little bit more to the width as well. So apparently the pattern calls for a certain amount of repeats in rows, and I'm going to have to perhaps maybe add on an extra 4 or 5 repeats just to get the width that it would be for a worsted weight. So I really like the colors in this. And I used a Ferris wheel. The colorway was called Buttercup, and a cookie from Hubby or Hubby, and the cookie is, I'll show you in a moment. They are very, very similar in texture, also with the way that the yarn is constructed as well. They look very, very the same. So yeah, I'll just put it on. It's not done yet. I haven't weaved in my ends, but I'm going to make it a little longer. It is long enough. It's about 5, and I'm going to say 5.5 to 5.8 inches, 5 foot 8 inches long. And I think I probably want to do double the width. So right now it's probably at around 5 inches. I might make it to like 8 to 10 inches in width. So this is the yarn that I'm using from Hubby, and it's the cookie collection, and it is a 3-weight yarn. And what else do they tell? That's very interesting. On the ball band, I don't know whether this is telling me that five skeins of this make up a jumper, but for some reason I think that might be their weight scale size. It's not a 5-weight, it is a 3-weight. So yeah, it's a 3-weight, and I'm using a 5mm crochet hook to get this style of fabric, or this result in the fabric. So a fun project. I'm really enjoying it. I will showcase it a little later down the way as well as hopefully a finished object, and I'll talk about it a little bit more there. But love that a lot. Well, that catches you up on everything that I had to talk about this week. And I just want to say, for everyone who is approaching their New Year's Eve, to have a safe one and enjoy your festivities. If you are choosing to be at home enjoying your family, or if you are, I'm not sure in what part of the world that you have your restrictions may allow you to be out. But here in Canada, BC, we are kind of isolating and not doing home visits. We are doing our essentials when we go out, like buying our foods and stuff like what we need to get by and sustain our life, but we're not visiting. So we're doing a Zoom catch up with friends, and there is a very technical, knowledgeable person who is setting up some games for us to play, which I'm really, really looking forward to. So everyone have a great New Year's Eve into the new year, and I will probably see you back again in the next year, 2021. Okay, I'll see you later. Bye for now.